So welcome back to the Restoration Roundup. It's been a little while. I know I said I'd do them weekly, but with everything that's been going on last month, I've got a bit behind. So this is hopefully back into the swing of things, and we'll keep doing these updates. Hopefully you've been enjoying the biomass boiler install videos. There's been quite a few videos since the last update, and between renovating the whole loft, we had to re-insulate the loft, do various other bits in the house. We relayed the new water mains, which also kind of that tied in with the install of the new boiler and everything that went on with that boiler. There's been a lot going on and a lot of videos, and there's probably about 4 more episodes, maybe 3 or 4, of the boiler. So as you can see, I'm inside today, and this is the kind of front lounge of the house, and the old shop front is behind me, and this was originally the shop, and at the moment we kind of use it as a bit of a formal lounge. I've had the odd meeting in here, but it doesn't really have a purpose at the moment. We're trying to make it more of an adult lounge, so it'll kind of have a couple of nice tables and a couple of nice chairs and a coffee table. Came across this chest, and we've been after a chest for a little while. We've got one already that we use as a coffee table, and it's got some books in it. But we wanted one that we could use for all the kind of kids' toys, and this one is big enough that it'll serve that purpose. Everything can kind of get chucked in it at the end of the day, blankets and all that sort of stuff, and it will still leave us with that nice that nice kind of coffee table top. It's a really big, wide board actually. This is probably about 18 inches, maybe even more. And that's one single piece of pine there, but it needs a little bit of work done to it. We're going to strip it back to make it, you know, the lighter original colour that it was. So there's a bit of varnish around it on it. Someone's tried to start sanding the top. We want to keep the character feel, but there's definitely some repair work to do to it. It's a bit wobbly in places, so I'm going to make a bit of a video on that. It should be quite a fun little project, and something that we can do outside in the garden, make the most of the weather. And I've also had a couple of deliveries today. These are some samples, and although it's not a real priority at the moment, we are planning to have some form of kind of raised decking area or barbecue area, and also along the back of the house we want to raise that up so we haven't got all those steps going down to the garden. And it's on the north side of the house, which doesn't always get much sun, especially in the winter. And what we didn't want is slippy decking. And Jo had a bit of a slip and a fall about 5 years ago, and I think ever since then she's been against having wooden decking. But I've been looking at the other options, and I've had some samples sent to me. And this is a composite decking board, and it's made from kind of wood fibres and recycled plastic. And I've seen some in the DIY shops, and this one is more along those lines, and they look a bit tacky. They're very plastic looking, quite shiny, and wasn't really that much of a fan. And they didn't actually feel like they were very non-slip either. However, this company has another product, and it's really quite realistic. They come in 4 or 5 different colours. It's got a natural wood face. I'll do some close-ups in a minute. It's got a natural wood grain face. It's definitely got, you know, some nice texture to it, and then it's got the kind of ridged reverse side as well, so you could have either. This sample, the bigger one, is in a solid, really quite heavy stuff, and they also do a hollow version of it, and these are the different colours. So I'm a big fan, as you know, of using sustainable products, and obviously this is not solid wood, so yes, it is plastic and there's a bit more manufacturing to it, but it's made from recycled products, and I can't help but think that it's going to be a lot less stains and varnishes and stuff being used over the lifetime of that decking. And this may be, you know, a one-hit wonder. Yes, it costs more, but once it's in, and it might just need a hose down once a year. So if anyone's got any experience with composite type decking, let me know. But that may be a project for this summer or next year. So the heating has been up and running for probably 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks now. and the weather is now great and we don't need it, but it is helpful to have some heating in the morning and the evening. And being a solid wall old house, it's still not, it holds out the heat and kind of maintains a fairly cool temperature inside. We've had the underfloor heating up and running, and that's been a real nice thing to have each morning, come down, or in the evening when you're kind of walking around. So that's worked out really well, and I'm going to do a follow-up video. We did the original video when we were installing the floating floor and that system, and what I'll do is a follow-up video and kind of take you through the actual commissioning of it and how we valved it and put the mixer valve on. That was done as part of the biomass install, but it would be the same whether you're putting it onto an existing system or a new one. So as far as the biomass boiler's going, absolutely no problems, no hiccups at all so far. We've got through a fair few pellets in the first week, and I think we had quite a big volume of water to heat up initially, and then we had a few cold days, so we were getting through about 2 to 3 bags of pellets a day, which is about the same amount of money we were spending on the oil on the old boiler per day. So that's what we expected really, and since then we've been using less and less, definitely by zoning upstairs and downstairs on separate parts of the central heating system. We are not heating half as much during the day. The rooms upstairs come on for their hour or two in the morning and an hour or two at night, but during the day when we're home, when I'm working from home or Joe's home, we are not having to heat all of the radiators. We've put zone valves on, so we're only heating 6 rather than 18 radiators. Top floor's coming along with the heat. I haven't been up there this week to do much work, but we are insulating the whole loft. It has been a really horrible job, to be honest, and I'm about 80% of the way through it, and all the insulation's up there. I just got to get around to cutting and fitting the last kind of phase of the installation of the boards, and then it's going to be pretty tasty up there. We're going to have 150mm in the pitched roof of solid insulation, and I've actually put about 200mm of solid insulation in the eaves as well, so we can put storage boards out there if needed. Actually, it's pretty rigid as it is. We've got a few things happening in the garden, quite a lot of planting going on in the veg patch, general tidy up. We've got loads of junk out there from the work that's happened over winter. We've basically just been bunging stuff out, out there, and now it's time to really clear all that out and make it a bit more usable for the year. And as far as videos this week, hopefully you saw the potato video at the beginning of the week. That was quite a fun one, just planting up the last of our main crop potatoes for the year in the buckets. So you can click the link up here and that will take you to that video. So as you might have seen, we've been putting out our videos for the biomass boiler every day or two, and what I wanted to do really is just all the footage that I've got, we'll just group them together and we'll put them out. So they're not very polished, the videos, and they're a bit choppy, but there's some really good content there, and hopefully that might help some people out there. It may not, but I know that when we were looking into biomass heating, there wasn't enough out there. We really struggled to find any info on what an install would look like, what amount of work went into it, and also hopefully it will go towards justifying why it costs what it does for biomass versus a gas install. I was a little bit reluctant to commit to the biomass based on the price to start with. Then we bit the bullet and went for it, and now in hindsight I can really see the level of expertise and design and the man hours that go into it is kind of standalone from the other sort of more conventional fuels. Anyway, so that's enough waffling on that. There's about 3 more videos from the biomass to come up, and a few other sort of little snippets of that, and then we'll get on to the series of the loft conversion, and I've got another series of videos for that. Loads of work went into that, so hopefully that'll be a bit more mainstream and a bit more relevant to other people who are renovating houses. I hope everyone has a good week, and I hope that the videos have been good and people have been enjoying those. I hopefully will have a weekly update from now on through the next few months, so watch this space. So remember, if you can, do it yourself, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.